Uh, this is a video to answer a question I don't even know the answer to yet, and I'm hoping to use the video and use my YouTube as an opportunity to answer this question. And most importantly, I want to leave a kind of a diary to my future self, because I believe now I'm going through, that time of life where people say, remember back then? That's what changed my life. And I believe I'm going through that.
Why did you take a career break? A lot of people ask me, and every time they ask me, I give them a bit of the answer. And however, deep down, I know that's not the answer. And that's how I realized, oh my God, I do not know why I took a career break. What happened was, about 2 months ago, I applied for an extended annual leave, so unpaid, hence also called a career break. And you know how when you do big decisions like this, people ask you, oh, how exciting! What do you plan to do? What's your agenda? Are you gonna travel? Just relax? Are you gonna do different hobbies? Try different jobs? I believe at the time, yes, when people ask me that in the first month, I've always just said, and that's still my intention, I just said, I'm gonna do nothing. Come on, it's a career break. Why would I want to do anything to tire myself out? So I'm gonna do nothing. I'm gonna just do whatever I want to do. That doesn't seem to be what I'm doing now. Like, as you can see, I'm literally doing this YouTube video, and I put a lot of effort into building my YouTube channel, my TikTok, my Instagram. So at the start, I told people, yeah, I'm gonna do nothing, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, because literally that was my 2021 goal. In the past, 20-something years, I just feel like I'm not living my life. I had a lot of family responsibilities, and after graduating university, I feel like, this just seems to be a lot of anticipations and expectations that's more like put onto me rather than I initiated the need to do work or like get a lot of salary. Okay, so let's talk about the trigger. So, sorry, I'm jumping a lot of places because I am hoping to use this video to actually clear out my head to find the answer of why I decided to do this career break. When I started my career break, I didn't even know it was going to be YouTube. I didn't know what platform I wanted to do. I just knew I had to be doing some sort of performance, some speaking, some sort of presentation. Simply put, because that's the only time I feel alive. And of course, at work, it wasn't like I am at the peak of my career, getting compliments every day, getting those bonuses every day, really feeling that, purpose at work. It wasn't like that. Because of COVID, I think everything slowed down a bit, and because of the distance working from home, I did feel slightly distant with the 9-to-5 job. Not to mention the work from home and all that did help me to realize what I really enjoy, because when I gained those extra hours from not needing to commute or not needing to do makeups anymore, I put all those extra hours into my podcast, into Instagram, into doing social media, instead of studying about, for example, transport. So I was in the transport industry, and that was a surprise to me, because I thought I loved my job. So I still like my job. Like, I wouldn't mind doing it. But there was just like a really strong calling on the back of my head, just be like, you know. But consciously, I was actually telling myself, everything is perfect. I found my dream job. I love the people who I work with. I love the job I'm doing. How lucky is that? Every time I talk to people about my job, my blood boils and people look at me and be like, oh, that's so good. You're so passionate about your job. And then you're like, oh, you do so many things outside of your work. You dance, you sing, you podcast, you blah, blah, blah. And it seems like on the outside, I have this work-life balance, a super fulfilled life with like hobbies and work, all like perfect aligned. Yeah, so it did feel like, did I take things for granted for for taking a break during COVID, having a perfect job, having the perfect life. So that reminded me of another thing that did influence my decision was I made the decision around the time right after I got married. And I'm not a religious person. However, on my wedding day, during the ceremony, as I was walking down the aisle, as I see the guests standing up and looking at me, you know, I don't know how long it took to walk the aisle. But you know how like it really felt like in the movies where everything slowed down. You could like see people like actually eye to eye, and it's like all like zooming effect of somehow. And in that moment, I felt so spiritually connected with the people around me, with the ritual of the wedding ceremony. And in that moment, I told myself, life is so beautiful and I want to live the fullest. Oh, ew, this is some chicken soup now. But that's really what I just thought. And then after after the wedding, where it was so like, oh my God, I'm living to my fullest, life is beautiful. Then I went back to work, like the perfect job, the dream job, right? And maybe because of the comparison, I could really sense there's something lacking. Like, this is not everything I could do. It was kind of frustrating to me that I feel like I have so much to give. In some way, I don't know in what ways that is. I just feel like I've got so much energy. I've got so many things I want to present to the people around me, or the world seems like a big word, but this is so much I want to give out and present and perform, and but I wasn't doing 100%, or I wasn't giving 100%. I wasn't like giving 100% at work. I wasn't giving 100% for my podcast, my other social media stuff, and that was really frustrating to me. Yeah, like I just want to be, I just want to try my best and do everything I can to fulfill who I am. Not to mention, I don't really know who I am yet. I might be closer to knowing who I am by failing different times, knowing my limits and knowing what I like, what I don't like. For example, am I liking filming this video now? Where are we up to? Let me take a break. I've been talking non-stop, and yeah, because I have no script for this. By the way, this video is also an experiment I'm running to see how bad a video can be when I'm totally myself. Non-scripted, unplanned, just me in front of the camera and hitting that recording button. So why did I take my career break? what did I say? Okay, so New Year resolution, I want to be complete. I want to do what I want to do. I want to do things because I want to do them, not because I should do them. Yeah. And then my work, I didn't feel it was 100% fulfilling. I didn't feel my podcast was 100% fulfilling. Hence, I wanted to go full in. I think the other two things that I was missing would be, I think, becoming an entertainer of some sort has been a dream, like a childhood dream. Yeah. Like when I was young, I always thought I would be someone on TV, and that didn't happen. And I keep telling myself, the competition is so fierce, you're not good enough, you're not talented enough, but screw all those voices, here I am. So that definitely played a factor, because as I am approaching 30, no offense to any age, 30 is still very young, but age is a really good kind of a reminder for you to check in with yourself every now and then, be like, hey yo, are you doing what you really want to do? Hey yo, you're gonna die soon. You don't even know what's happening tomorrow, but are you having a good day today? So that's the moment I was having. I was like, hey yo, are you having fun? If you die, will you have no regrets so far? And absolutely not. When I asked myself that, the answer was always no, because I have never tried and put 100%, do anything I can, risk failure, risk frustration, risk disappointment, risk embarrassment, risk everything I have to just do this thing that I think I would really enjoy. So the regrets and the childhood dream. So I'm not sure whether this career break or this trying to do everything I can is just a form of comforting my younger self and be like, you tried it, you failed, now move on. I don't know, because I just started. So we'll see how it goes. The other factor I haven't talked about is, I mentioned I took unpaid leave. So I'm still an employee technically, and while I was struggling with all these thoughts of, I want to go 100% to try to be an entertainer, to see where my limits are, where my potentials are, to see whether it's just all in my head or not. And on the other hand, I was like, what's the risk? If I just take 1 year off my career, think about it. If I get to live till I retire or whatever, there are more than 20 years of career. And if I take 1 year out of that career, how much of an impact would that make? And I really believe that I will learn so much from trying to do everything I want to do in this career break. Hence, doing the quick calculation, there is really not much to lose. It was so obvious to me that taking a career break, doing whatever I want to do, really know what I want, what I don't want, and having that freedom to fail, to try different things, is so much more valuable to my life as a person or to my career. I believe if you go to an interview, I totally thought about going to an interview and be like, I tried to be a YouTuber for a year. I gave everything I could and I still failed. I mean, like, how interesting would that story be? Like, how do you fail as a YouTuber? Or like, how do you try so hard and still fail? I don't know. Seems pretty fun for me. Maybe not fun for many people. Maybe that was just all in my head. Oh my gosh. Do we have the answer yet? Sometimes I feel like everybody else knows why I took a career break other than myself. So perhaps you all know by now why I took a career break, and I'm still like, no, I do not want to admit it. Okay. What am I afraid to admit? So imagine this. Am I scared to tell people? So, I took a career break so I can be an internet celebrity. Oh, I took a career break to become a YouTuber. Maybe that's what I'm afraid of.